Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Heike and you're watching Stone Cold Coffee Crafts, and today I'm going to attempt to record the voiceover for this WIP Chat. This was some footage I actually recorded for last week, and then I didn't have the time to actually do the WIP Chat thing. For one thing, it takes a lot of time to record, render, and upload this stuff, and there were some things happening again. It's just this year is madness on repeat, um, which took away a lot of time, and then I didn't really feel like recording a voiceover because I was emotionally compromised. So we are going to talk about this in a moment. Let's just start out with the painting I'm working on. I know you don't see much of it, but this is Yume. It is a canvas from DIYmoon Shop. The artist of this image is Margaret. She is a Philippine artist. She mainly works with watercolor. I don't know if she tends to use with other mediums as well. I think I've only ever seen watercolor from her, and I just love everything about her art. Watercolor is this absolutely beautiful coloring style I adore so much because it's so soft. It is not super crisp and straightforward. It's very soft. It looks a bit fuzzy around the edges sometimes, and she has it down so well. Um, I'm always very fascinated with her work, and Yume happens to be, I would say she is my favorite of her pieces that is currently with DIYmoon Shop. I might even like her just a teeny tiny bit better than Sarah because just because I'm very much into anything Japanese, and this is a Japanese girl. So yeah, absolutely my thing. I am working on this canvas for my current diamond painting theme of the month, which is summer days and summer nights. I have to remember to put a picture up there so you can actually see what this painting looks like in full. This painting reminds me so much of the Japanese summer festivals that I think happen in August, if I remember correctly. And it reminds me so much of it. Um, so yeah, this kit is an absolute joy to work on. I usually enjoy working on DIYmoon Shop kits, but this one is exceptionally great. There is not a single color of drills that is oddly shaped and giving me any kind of trouble. I had nearly no trash so far, so this is very, very good, and yeah, enjoying it. I've actually finished it now, so it's done. I'm kind of sad about that. I wanted to keep working on it forever. It is a 50 by 66 centimeter painting, if I remember correctly, and it is round drills. Yeah, and nothing more to say about that. I'm not using any special drills. Maybe I should say that. Alright, so what did happen last week? I had intended to have this WIP Chat up a week ago and had this footage film, just needed to do a voiceover after work, and was supposed to be done then. And then life happened again. As you might remember from the last WIP Chat, I talked about what my dad went through in May mostly. And I was just so happy that everything was fine and nothing bad going on at the moment, at least with him, even though my grandma was not doing so well, but that's age and it happens. Well, I think a couple of hours before my workday was supposed to be over, my mom called and told me that she had to take him back to the hospital. This time it was not the heart, it was his intestines. They think he had a colon inflammation. He is supposed to get a colonoscopy. You know what I mean. German is so much easier with these medical terms. We don't use the Latin words for it. We just make up our own. A camera is supposed to go where cameras usually don't go. So they want to check that, but they couldn't right now because he had a very bad inflammation. His inflammation markers were through the roof, off the chart, tick every box there. And doing this while the inflammation was still going on is an absolute no-go. Doing it right after can be dangerous, according to his doctor. So they have pretty much told him to either come back. I don't know when. I didn't have a chance yet to talk to him. He was just released a couple of hours ago. Um, to either come back to the hospital or to go to a specialist to have it done closer to home. My parents live very rural, so hospitals are usually far out. So this one actually was pretty bad. It is a 40-minute drive one way to get there from where my parents live, but it's the hospital in this group of hospitals. I don't know if you have that in the US as well, but here usually you have a bunch of tiny hospitals forming this group, and each hospital of the group is usually specialized in some way. So that one was specialized for all of the um, internal organs, like the stomach, the colon, stuff like that. You know what I mean. Probably better than I am able to express. So they brought him there, and yeah, there were there were a lot of fun things going on there. Not only was it a very long drive, they also have very restricted visiting rules right now. Hospitals pretty much make up their own rules. I mean, there are overall guidelines from the government, but I've seen everything so far. Um, the one he stayed at last didn't throw a fuss when my mom wanted to visit him, didn't restrict the visiting hours crazily. Sure, she had to be tested, she had to fill out paperwork, everything. That's okay. We've been doing this for a year plus now. We're used to this, but this one, she wasn't in there one time, and he was there for a whole week. First day when they admitted him, she wasn't let in because she arrived there 10 minutes before visiting hours ended, visiting hours being only from 4 to 6 in the afternoon. Um, my dad came to this hospital without a bag, so he didn't have any clothes, he didn't have his phone, he didn't have his medication, he had nothing, and the person manning the reception basically told her she can't go in, it's close to the end of visiting hours, and she would have one of the nurses come and pick up his bag. That was shortly before 6. He didn't get his bag until 9 p.m. Don't know about you, but the medication he takes, he's supposed to take them roughly around the same time every night. So the medication he takes at night, he takes at 7 p.m. roughly. Sometimes 6:30. So by the time he finally had his bag, it was 9, shortly after 9. Not good. And after that, she basically asked him, "Are you allowed to go out?" And he said yes. He's not restricted to stay in his room. He is not monitored that way because he's not doing so bad. Just had to take his infusion with him. And yeah, so they met outside and they watched people stand in line, sometimes for over an hour, until they finally were able to enter this freaking hospital. So they didn't bother. The weather was nice, so every time she went there, they agreed to meet outside and just spend time outside, which is what we did with the boyfriend last year when his parents came to visit. By the time they came to visit, he was finally allowed to leave, not just his room, but actually to leave the building to have a bit of a walk around the hospital. You might remember if you've been with me for a while, back when he was admitted, he was so bad that they panicked the first time I visited because the shift change didn't update the new shift that he was sitting in the visitation area, which was like 300 yards away from his room. So they panicked because he was so bad that he was actually not supposed to go anywhere without notifying anyone because they were afraid he would drop dead. So yeah, that not so much. He was just in very much pain and a lot of other unsavory things that happen when your intestines are not working like they are supposed to work. But he could go outside, so that's what they did. Yeah, basically he was admitted on Wednesday. He was told on Thursday that they plan to do the colonoscopy. Yeah, I think it's colonoscopy. Um, sorry, still practicing my medical speak. And they let him sign the paperwork and everything, but then it didn't happen because the doctors, I don't know, is a doctor watching me? Dutch doc, are you still here? Why is it so hard for doctors to talk plain, in this case German, with their patients and just tell them, you know what, we can't do this as long as this inflammation is still going on? Because my dad is an electrician. He knows nothing about how certain medical procedures work. So if they give him paperwork to sign, to give them permission to do a colonoscopy, he expects to have one and not in 2 weeks or something like that. So basically the doctor that let him sign this paperwork didn't tell him that this was for the next week. And then, like I said on Monday, the chief medical person thingy basically told them, I don't know who scheduled you for this for today, but it's not going to happen because the inflammation markers are still way too high. Your white blood cell count is through the roof. We can't do this. We might very well kill you while doing it. We were not a fan of that, so we were very glad that this person cancelled all these plans, even if it meant that he had to stay for a few days longer. So I think they were hoping to get the inflammation down a little bit quicker, but decided yesterday evening that it would probably make more sense after doing a CAT scan and not seeing anything suspicious on it. That would probably make more sense to just release him and have this done in a couple of weeks or so with his regular doctor, because it's not the first time my dad is going through this. Which is a good thing because he is in the age group that should have done this more or less regularly, especially because his family actually has a lot of different types of cancer going on, and it's always better to be certain than sorry afterwards. That being said, my uncle, I have 4 of them on my mother's side, had colon cancer. That, in case you are not aware, means if you are a very close relative, let's say like sister, mom, you are supposed to have checkups for this because it raises your chances that it could hit you as well. And she just told me, no, I haven't done that. Right. I'm not a fan. I'm really not a fan. I mean, I get why she doesn't really want to do this thing. It doesn't sound like a lot of fun, but I don't know. Dying of colon cancer doesn't sound like a lot of fun either to me. But that's just me. Yeah. So that's where we are right now. He was released, I think 3 hours ago. He's home now. And once I am done recording this and rendering it, I will call and see how he is. He was pretty down on, I called him on Sunday and he was pretty down because I think he's done with being not well all the time and all this fun stuff. So right now they think that it's just an inflammation, because they did a CAT scan and that didn't show anything suspicious. So they pretty much think it was just an inflammation, but the colonoscopy is going to hopefully confirm that there is nothing more serious going on that no one wants in their life. I shall keep you posted. Let's hope that this is the last medical catastrophe that I have to go through this year. Leave some for 2020. Never, please. So how are you? I hope you are doing much better and all your loved ones are doing much better. Um, this is just a stress no one needs. So if you are going through something like this with one of your loved ones right now, please know that I feel very, very sorry for you, and yeah, wish I could take it away from you because I know how shitty that feels. Yeah, hi. Yeah, hi. You want to chime in? Come on. No, I don't want to go on your lap, woman. Yeah, the little one has been very cuddly. Last week we breached the 90s degree threshold here. It was super hot. Or for my non-American viewers, listeners, 30 plus degrees. It was so hot. Um, I don't know. I prefer the mid-20s. That's enough for me. But right now we are in this strange world where we go from freezing cold, having to wear an honest-to-God sweater in the middle of June to right 30 plus degrees. Hey, Lola. So now she's on my lap. And this crazy cat has the tendency every time full summer rolls around with these super hot temperatures, because 90s is nothing special here. And if you are not aware and have not been here for my regular program of moaning about the summer heat, Germany doesn't have air conditioning in just plain houses and apartments. Usually we reserve the air conditioning for supermarkets and sometimes office buildings and stuff like that, but not residential buildings. So it can get very cozy, and Lola the ragdoll cat, in all her fluffiness, loves to get very up close and personal in these temperatures. Like, she will ignore going to bed with me at night and have some cuddles for most of winter. And when it's so hot that I can't have a sheet on me during the night, she cuddles up and she purrs up a storm, and she's so happy. She was such a happy camper, and I was sweating buckets. So yeah, that's still going on, even though temperatures dropped. It's been rainy all week so far, and I dig it. Um, she's still very loving. Nelly not so much. Nelly has been sleeping nearly non-stop. This cat gets even lazier in summer. I think she's truly part lion. Yeah, what else is there? Is there any more medical fun? Oh yeah, I got a call today while on the phone with my boss discussing my next assignment. I got a phone call from my doctor's office, and I am finally scheduled for my vaccination, my first shot tomorrow afternoon, and I'm so happy about that. I also already got my second appointment, and I was kind of surprised because I knew from my parents that they are stretching the time between the first and the second appointment now to the limit where they are. For me, it's basically 4 weeks and a few days, I think, or maybe 5 weeks. Could be 5 weeks. Yeah, probably 5. It's 1 week to July. Yep, exactly 5 weeks. So, happy about that. I shall get vaccinated tomorrow, and let's keep our fingers crossed that I won't have any heavy side effects. a lot of people have had a lot of nothing bad, but just freezing all night or getting a fever for a day or stuff like that. And I really, no, don't want it. That would ruin my Friday. So let's not do that. But yeah, that's the good news I got today. Work news. I talked about this a couple of months ago, I think, that the real estate department wanted me back, and the head of real estate actually put the request in. We put in an offer because I then decided, you know what, it was actually kind of fun. It got too much towards the end of the year, and I didn't feel secure enough yet in what I was doing that I was able to keep as calm as I seemed to the outside. Everyone always keeps telling me, "Oh, you are always so calm. Nothing really frazzles you." And I keep thinking, well, if you could look inside, you would see something very different from what you are saying right now. But I feel a little bit more secure in what I'm doing right now. So I've had a bit of time to let it sink in. Still not super fond of the idea to travel a whole lot, and that might happen again because why not? It did 2 years ago. Um, but I accept it because I thought it's better than having to handle this other customer I have that I 100% completely don't understand because it's programming, and I might have learned this trade, but I did learn the business side of things more than actual programming and how to build a network. So, and I mean a physical network, not a network of people. So I thought, why not? I mean, you still work with these people. They still keep asking you to come back, and they've never done it with any of the people assigned to them before. Let's do that. Um, so I got the confirmation that the contract was supposed to be signed last week. I think that might have been Wednesday as well, or Tuesday. Set up a call with the boss and one of the project managers that is right now not completely overwhelmed with everything in their mother. And he was supposed to take over some tasks from the big project I've been working on since October. Um, because I really just wanted to not have to do everything. It's the same overall topic. It's also real estate related. I just do a little more than just moving people around. I do all the discussions, all the heavy lifting with the workers' council and stuff like that. So it takes up a lot of time just jabbering away instead of doing something useful. So I told my boss that I needed a bit of help with that because I still had a big move for that project to do, and I thought it would be nice to not to have to do it all alone. So he assigned me one of my teammates who still had time in his calendar. We set up this meeting, talked about it. We were happy. I agreed, okay, I'm going to set up this Teams space and I'm going to upload everything I have so you can take over at any time. You don't need to ask me for any information because it's all there, yada yada, you know how it works. Um, and on Monday morning, I opened my computer and my boss told me, we have an issue. He had an accident over the weekend and he will be out for at least a month. He really hurt himself and it doesn't sound very good. He says he's as good as can be expected under the circumstances, but he broke his collarbone, he broke ribs, he hurt his finger. I think he was scheduled for a CAT scan today to see if he has any internal injuries and crazy stuff. So he's out. And I'm back to having to do it all. So we shall see. July to mid-August, I expect to be very crazy. So if my videos become further in between again, that's why, just a warning. Um, I'm sensing a lot of long hours in my days coming. But after that, after that, it should be more relaxed because so far what I've seen, what real estate is planning for me, that is actually okay. It is um, not little work to do, but it's also not as overwhelming as 2019 has been because there is no giant, enormous moving a three-digit number of people around project in there. It's more medium-sized. Um, so I feel not too bad about that. So I'm hoping that towards the end of the summer, when our birthday comes around, that things might calm down enough again that I maybe can even do stuff like the daily crafty chats and things like that. Because I remember that a lot of people enjoyed it, and I think a lot of you actually enjoyed the video I did last Friday, the on other crafty news thing, and I'm going to keep that up. I am planning one for this Friday showing you the first update on the paint art by chart from DIYmoon Shop, which if you haven't seen yet, I posted an unboxing on Saturday, and you might want to have a look because there's a little something fun in there. Also over on Instagram, hint hint. So check that out. I've started working on that kit and I'm going to show you the first update then. I'm also thinking about maybe trying to do the earrings I was talking about because I should have enough wire left to do that, and if I actually can get myself to search for it, I think I also have some ear hooks, so I should be able to finish the earrings I was talking about. The bracelet, no, there's not enough wire left for that, and I haven't placed my order for more wire yet. Speaking about order, July 1st is coming very quickly, and that's when the EU is going to drop the 22 euro threshold for any shippings from outside of the EU. And I was at customs yesterday and talked with the customs agent there. I already had read up on the homepage and I saw that I now have to register for an EORI number. I usually call it EORI number, but I don't know if you would know what I'm talking about there. That is actually a number usually only people who import stuff for their business have to register, only traders. But Germany decided to be a special snowflake, so here apparently also private citizens can apply for it, and if you are importing more than 10 things a year, you have to. Just to give you the picture, I picked up 3 things yesterday. So yeah, the customs agent agreed with me that yes, I would have to register if I wanted to keep buying from outside the EU. So I'm going to read up on what that actually means for me because I do not want to to have any kind of tax disadvantages because of that. So I have to check all the fun stuff. Can someone explain to me where this stupid idea came from? Why the EU is doing that? It's so annoying. Why make it harder for people? I mean, I'm complaining on a very high level. At least here in Germany, I can with Deutsche Post and DHL, I can do all the custom stuff myself without having to pay handling fees. I only have to do that with FedEx, UPS, whatever they are called, but in other countries people don't even have that option. And it is a difference if you have to pay, like for example with FedEx, it is like 12 euros on top of whatever you've bought just for nothing, really, because I do not need them to handle things. I can give customs the paperwork myself. I don't need someone to do that for me. Um, So it's basically a lot of money for nothing. I don't know what they are thinking doing it this way. And I've also seen a lot of, especially the yarn businesses. I have purchased a lot of yarn from the UK. There are so many talented dyers in the UK. A lot of them are worried because a lot of their business is in the EU. And there is this one-stop shop thing, which allows a shop to basically charge you the VAT according to the country you are in, and then pay it to the country themselves. But to register for this, you actually have to have a volume of at least 10,000 euros you make with your business with the EU. So, for example, Diamond Art Club has said they have registered for this and they are going to charge us the VAT in the future. Great. I totally believe that Diamond Art Club has like 10,000 euro a month easily. So for them, not an issue. But let's look, for example, at one of my favorite dyers in the UK, Castleview Yarn. I doubt she makes 10,000 euros a year from business within the EU, because that's a lot of money. That's a lot of orders, and she is a one-woman business. It's insane to me. They are killing these businesses. Because I don't know about you, but if I were in the US, I would buy from US dyers. There are so many talented US dyers. I don't usually buy from them because I have to pay a ton of shipping. US shipments quite often get picked out by customs as well. So whatever I purchase on top, I have to pay 19% VAT. So I don't do that very often because that makes the yarn unreasonable expensive for me, which is why I had so many dyers in the UK. With the Brexit at the end of last year, I now have to pay VAT for that as well. It is still not as bad because the yarn is usually less expensive to begin with. Because for Castleview yarn, for example, a skein is 17 pounds. That is below 20 euros. A lot of these American dyers, they start at $27, $29. That is already way above 20 euro. And then on top of that, the VAT and the shipping costs, which usually start at $15. So for UK, it can start anywhere between £6, and I think the most expensive I've paid so far is like £12. But that was tracked and everything, so that was insurance included. Yeah, so I have purchased a lot of my stuff from within back then the EU, and now I have to drop a lot of that because it's getting unreasonably expensive again. It is just, and I feel sorry for these ladies because they are really talented. Um, but a decision like that, I don't get it. Yes, I know. VAT, it's always been there, and a lot of stuff slipped through without being charged for it. That was the lottery behind it, really, and I don't think that it's going to make such a big difference. They claim it's because of all the things we have purchased in the last few years from China, and that they are always declared with the wrong value, and the countries are losing so much money from it. Well, I've never once, except for that one shipment that came with TNT, I've never been charged for anything. I've never even been asked for anything. I mean, even TNT didn't ask for any paperwork. They just assumed. And we all know what assuming makes out of you and me, right? So I'm flabbergasted with this, and I have no idea who thought this was going to be a good idea. I mean, me personally, I don't want to get political. I've talked with friends from the UK so much about this, and I've talked with those who thought it was a good thing. I've talked with those who thought it was a bad thing, and I personally still think Brexit is the worst thing that the UK decided on in the last at least 2 decades or so. I don't know. It's for me, it's the worst thing ever. But there's probably something I'm not aware about that might have been worse. Don't know. Um, but this on top of that now, holy moly! I thought they would regret doing the Brexit thing, but I think now it's even worse because they still have so much business dealings with the EU, and a lot of people like I now have to reconsider purchasing so much, and I'm just sad that it hits the small businesses. That's just what I don't get. Why kill your small businesses? Explain to me. But yeah, I know. The people voted. A lot of them were not aware on what they are actually voting, but they voted. And that's democracy. Yeah, so that's all the fun stuff that has happened. What else can I talk to you about? I might actually have to speed this up a little bit because I intended to have a full hour, but I'm only at 36 minutes. And I feel like I have talked about most of what actually happened since the last WIP Chat. I think it's going to start to rain any moment. Oh, I should have said that in the beginning. I have all my windows open, so if you hear kids screaming and weird rattly noises and dogs barking, that's just the world around me coming in through my windows. But it has cooled down a little, and I'm trying to get the heat out of the apartment because, again, no air conditioning. So what have you been up to lately? I was actually supposed to be stitching, but I have not touched my stitching. I had 2 stitch-alongs drop on the 15th and on the 18th. Which day was Friday? 18th, yeah. And I've not touched any of them, so I need to get to it because next week is Week, and so far I have nothing except for a couple of Owl Forest kits to unbox. Yeah, again. Owl Forest is horrible. They dropped a new series of little snail houses, and I need them in my life. I have no idea when I'm going to stitch all this. Someone needs to stop me. So I have to really get on with it because it has been so hot and I didn't want to touch anything fabric-y. I've only diamond painted because for whatever reason I can diamond paint when it's really, really hot, but if I am supposed to touch anything fabric-y or fibery, it drives me mad. I mean, last year around this time, I think was when I was knitting the shawl with the mohair. And I cursed my existence because only a crazy person knits something with fluffy mohair in the middle of summer. So yeah, I haven't touched my knitting in a while. But I haven't shown it in a while either, so I can include this on Friday in the video. I think we are actually invited tomorrow to some kind of summer solstice thing. I don't think we are going to go, because if I remember correctly, it is going to pour tomorrow. It feels so weird that social life is taking up again. I'm a loner. All this lockdown business in the last 15 months, it didn't really bother me. If you disregard the whole not going to visit your family thing, so otherwise not meeting friends and stuff, that didn't really bother me all that much. I kept in contact with the people I wanted to virtually, and that was actually all the socializing I needed. But right now it's slowly picking up again, and it feels so weird. It's going to be a big hurdle for me to get back out because, like I said, I'm a hermit. I'm happy at home, but I need to get back out. I know myself. I'm going to become a hermit crab and never go out again if I don't start soon. So I guess getting vaccinated tomorrow is going to be a good first step. Yeah. Oh, and I'm getting for the Americans here, I'm getting Pfizer for my fellow Germans BioNTech. So that was actually funny. She told me, well, it's going to be BioNTech. I think it's just something I'm suspecting that someone canceled their appointment for tomorrow, and the BioNTech Pfizer is, as you probably all know, it is very it spoils very easily, so they have to use it up or it goes to waste. So I think that's why I got the appointment tomorrow, because this was very last minute. And, and she asked me, well, it's going to be BioNTech. I hope that's okay for you. And yeah, you know me by now. I told her, you know what? I take whatever you've got. I don't care. So she had to laugh about that because there are so many opinions about any of the four. I think it's four currently vaccinations that are out there, and I just don't care. Just give me anything. I just want to have this stupid stamp in my vaccination booklet and be able to tell, yes, I got it. Now let me out into the wild. Let me run free, even though I don't want it. But yeah, I'll need it for the job, so it's a good thing to be on the safe side again. So first appointment is tomorrow, second one is on the 29th of July. So let's see how it goes. Yeah, that's all the exciting things that have happened. So plans for the rest of the week, I guess. Um, I have finished my two diamond paintings I wanted to finish this month. So both Yume and also Firefox by Jojo Art, Diamond Art Club kit, is finished now. I started the Firefox one last month when I started 3 at once, and that was the last one that wasn't done yet. It is done as of yesterday, so I have moved over to my comparison painting, Diamond Painting Deutschland versus Diamond Art Club. It's not going to be Spirit of Light. It is one of the other ones they have, and I've gone back to that and worked on a section of that. I am, like I said, currently thinking about making this pair of earrings, and I need to order more wire, but I decided to wait for it. That I didn't need it right away. I have a tendency to buy all the things and buy them now, trying to be a bit more reasonable, wait for the next paycheck before I do that. I've started the paint art by chart. I want to finish a little more before I show it to you on Friday, because right now I have completed 2 colors. I color complete with paint art by chart / paint by number. In case you're wondering what I'm talking about, DIYmoon Shop calls it paint art by chart, but it's basically paint by number. So nothing mysterious there. I color complete with these things. I always have. So I have started this one the same way, and I've color completed 2 colors which are in her face, and right now she looks very green. Because her face is bright mint green, which looks very odd right now. But I think when all the dark colors in her hair and in the shadows of her face and stuff like that is in, it won't look as green anymore. It's just because it's now green on a white canvas that it stands out so much, and I've only completed 2 colors, so it's a lot on the painting because the face is pretty big, obviously. Lola's very comfortably set on it. Um, but I want to finish a few more colors before I show it to you on Friday. So something else I have to work on. What else is there? Maybe I can pick up my shawl. I have completed, I think since I last showed it on Instagram, I have completed 2 more sections, and I'm currently on the 3rd one. I really would like to finish that before I show it to you, but that's not doable. It is already Wednesday. Yeah, I'm not going to do all of this until Friday, but there shall be a Friday after that. Yeah, so this is my crafty plans, and I think I'm going to save the stitching for the weekend and just relax and not put that pressure on myself. The Animal Crossing is never a lot of stitching, so that's usually a day when I'm actually working, and I think when I do it on a weekend, when I have a lot more time to stitch on it, it's going to be like half a day. And then the Alice part also didn't look so big, so that should be easily done. And then we shall see what happens on Friday. Friday is when the Cozy Cafe drops, so I have that one as well. Can I manage all three on one weekend? No, I don't think so. That would be crazy person behavior again. I would never do that, would I? Please don't say anything. I think we're actually going to get a thunderstorm. Okay, probably should cut this short. I don't have anything to talk about anymore anyway. All right, so I guess I'm going to speed the footage up a bit. So no, I'm not that quick. It's just because I filmed more footage than I needed and I didn't want to cut it off, so I sped it up a little. I hope you enjoyed this. I know it's once again a lot of medical stuff and a lot of nothing. But I've mentioned it many, many times before. My life currently is talking to my family on the phone, discussing the latest catastrophe, and work. And that's it. All right, guys. I hope you have a wonderful day. I am trying my best to be back tomorrow, probably with a final review, because I skipped on that yesterday, which was just out of laziness. Apologies. Sometimes it just strikes. It was a long day. And yeah, I hope I'll be back tomorrow, and if not, then Friday for another In Other Crafty News episode. Bye bye.